What is up, my peeps? Big Ruck in the house. I have returned after a short hiatus. Took a little vacation, a little vacay. Went to the other side of the continent. Meaning I was chilling in New York City. And so I was away for a couple weeks. But I still had content uploaded. I tried to keep you guys occupied with the remaining figures of the collector wave, as well as uploading content regarding 60 Amazing Years, Spider-Man's 60th anniversary, and all of the figures and 2-packs that are associated with that particular program right there. And speaking of that, we're going to continue that run with this offering right here, Spider-Man 60 Amazing Years. This time we're talking about Knull and Venom and the King in Black, which is Knull. Got this 2-pack here, and pretty pricey 2-pack. These are 2 large figures, and this 2-pack is depending on who you get it from, anywhere from $72.99 to about $77.99, something like that. So yeah, pretty expensive, pretty pricey. Hasbro, they are not playing with this this price increase, but I digress. You see here we've got the plastic-free packaging, which is going to be standard very, very soon, and we've got some renders of the figures here on the front, as well as artwork standing behind them. You've got both Marvel's Knull and Venom there. And then on the top, you've got the Spider-Man 60 Amazing Years logo. Turn to the side here on the box's left side, our right, we have some more artwork, as you can see there, both Knull and Venom looking pretty spiffy there. On the other side, we've got more digital renders of the figures themselves, of both characters. And on the back, we have more digital renders of the figures, as well as their accessories. I guess the age of the readouts are gone. So it is what it is. Anyhow, that's all we got, because on the bottom is, of course, more of the legalese, so nothing there. So we've already shown how figures are packed, both single and double pack figures with this new style packaging. However, we've yet to encounter a 2-pack with figures of this size, so we're going to see what it looks like pulling them out of packaging now instead of just already having them. So without further ado, I did take the liberty of cutting open the tape, so we can go ahead and get that open, and then already has something falling out. It's Knull's Necro Sword. But let's see what else we've got in the package. So we know we're going to get that cardboard, so here we go. Some more accessories right here. We'll see what they are momentarily. We just continue to get them out. More accessories over there. They look like they're the additional head sculpts. And they've got Venom's wings sitting there on top. And then you've got the figures themselves in the now familiar style of packaging with the cardboard. So this is what we got now. So I won't bore you guys with pulling them out of the wax paper now, because we have at least seen that. We just wanted to see how they had the wings packed in. So when we come back, we'll have the figures out of their packaging. Picking it off, showing their accessories. That first wax paper bag did indeed contain Knull's Necro Sword, and this thing is Pretty nice. Molded in black, and of course you see the red, the red tendrils right there. Symbiotic tendrils, almost you know, it reminds you of Carnage. And then of course you've got the brown paint here for the hilt. So yeah, this is pretty nice, and as you can tell with it up against my hand, it's very nice sized. Knull also comes with an additional head sculpt, and this portrait is dope. That's you know, just as his neutral head sculpt, he comes out of package grinning with those jagged looking teeth of his. So yeah, this is pretty doggone nice. This the digital printing that they're doing with the comic based figures is just awesome. I mean, it really looks like a real person. Venom also comes with an additional head sculpt. You know, his symbolic grinning. He comes out of package with his tongue out. So pretty nice. See, it's got the very bright, glossy black and the white paint apps, giving him that somewhat slimy look. Very nice and shiny. And he also comes with an extra set of hands, these being closed fists. And you see he's got the patches on the tops of his hands, but curiously there are no dots there. I believe they're supposed to be dots, but we don't have them. But also, once again, they're also molded in a very glossy black and painted in such a way as to make the skin, if you will, look slimy. Pretty nice. Here we have Knull and Venom on our rotating base, giving you a 360-degree visual of both characters. And at first glance, I gotta say, these are some big boys, especially Knull. We already knew that Venom was large because we've seen this body mold before with the Sony movie version of Venom, which definitely took the collector world by storm. Everybody loved that Venom. It had the definitely the size that everybody wanted Venom to be, and that slimy black look was even more prevalent on that version. It's a little toned down here, I believe. But other than that, I mean, and then of course, you know, the spider pattern or the symbiote pattern was replaced by other type of line work, almost like electric line work on the movie Venom, we'll call it. And so yeah, that's what those were the main differences there. Knull is an all new figure, courtesy of the recent King in Black storyline that pitted Knull against well, basically everybody. And we finally got a figure of him. Everybody was asking about getting a figure of Knull, and we did do that. So now that we've got him, we're going to check out and see if he was worth the wait. But we will kick this off with Venom first. Kicking this off with Venom, we've got him off the base and close up here. And as you can see, as I stated before, he came out of packaging with his head sculpt that shows the tongue. And most definitely that tongue is in effect right there. Looking at this head sculpt, he's got that slimy look with the glossy black. Once again, I think it's toned down from the Sony Venom, and but still it looks very good. The teeth, crazy. That tongue is just bananas. And then going down the body, he's got the spider logo. Looking at my figure, it's the line work is pretty clean. I do have one little you know, piece of white paint missing right there at the upper portion of the carapace of the spider, but other than that, everything seems to be all good. In the back, you see that he has holes drilled in, which is the one change made. That's to accommodate his wings. And my line work is cool. I like how they kept the pattern of the spider symbol going even into the portholes that are there to accommodate the wings. So that was pretty good of Hasbro to do that. Like, my line work is great there. He comes with two grasping hands out of packaging. You can see that they got the patches too. I got a couple spots that needs a dab of the white paint on one side, and same thing for the other, but for the most part the paint work is good. I mean, that's the only paint you're going to get with Venom. He's got the slimy look all the way down his legs and everything else, front and back. As far as his articulation, his head is on a dumbbell, so he can look up. Let me move him back some. He can look up about that far, not far at all, because of the nature of his neck. As far as looking down, he really can't look down. I guess that's technically looking down right there. It's what you get. He can 360 it, as you can see. He's got, he can raise up to 90 degrees on the shoulders, and of course he can do the 360. He's got bicep swivel. He's got double jointed elbows pinned, because this is the same buck as the movie Venom, so we were pegged back then. He's got the rotating wrist and the horizontal hinge. That's on both sides. As far as his torso, he's got diaphragm, which means he can go forward that much. He can go back that much. He can tilt left and right, and you're going to get your rotation from that diaphragm. He also has an additional set of articulation down their lower torso, so he can bend that much just with the lower torso. So in conjunction with his diaphragm, you can get him that far down, and then putting the diaphragm back in place, you can see that just with that lower torso you can get back that far, and then combined with the diaphragm you can go back a little bit more. So that's pretty cool right there. And as far as his legs, hips, goes out that far. He can get his legs up that far, back that much. He's got the thigh rotation. He's got double jointed knees, pinned of course, and he has no type of calf rotation at all, but he can point his toe that far forward. That's pretty good. You can get it up that much. He does have ankle pivot, and no holes, none, at the bottom of his feet. As far as putting Venom's wings on, you see, as we showed already, that they're articulated. You connect them up out of their wax paper housings, and you get that type of articulation. And you have a peg here that's also articulated. You can go, you'll be able to flap his wings in and out with this peg, and it gets installed. Those holes that I showed you on his back previously, you simply peg them in, go in straight with them, if it'll go. If it'll go, it just went. Then you flap it up like that, and then you repeat the same for the other side there. Of course, it wants to be difficult while it's on camera. So, yep, I'll have to do this off camera. So here we have Venom with his wings on, and let me tell you, as large as these wings are, because of those wings, he is a handful to stand up. So I got him with a leg spread out some, and I think the best way to probably pose him will be to have him in some type of crouching pose in an attempt to offset the weight, the rear back weight there. But look at that wingspan. It's taking up the entirety of my screen there. It's just crazy. As far as the length of the wingspan, let's get that going on right now. Trying to go from end to end, we're talking about, with them extended like that, we're talking about more or less 20 inches. That is just crazy right there. So yeah, that is just sick, those wings. But it does look well. It's kind of curious that Knull didn't come with any ports in his back for the wings as well, because he sported wings a whole lot more in the storyline than Venom did. So it's pretty curious that that happened that way, but it is what it is. Anyhow, this is what Venom looks like with those wings. Here we have Knull. He's up to bat now, and this totally new figure, new character, new body, everything. So let's take a look at Knull. First things first, let's check out that head sculpt. And what a head sculpt it is. I told you that out of packaging he has that grin, and yeah, it is something very menacing right there. He's got those blood red eyes going on, and the windswept hair. Trying to see if there's a wash in that hair or not. I think there's a slight wash. Yeah, there's some wash in there, very lightly, but that's about all you get. Still very nice with the head sculpt. You see he's got the shoulder pads going on, and then his spider symbol or Knull symbol or symbiote symbol, whatever it is, it's got the line there. It looks almost like a face hugger from Alien. And my red paint is spot on, nothing sloppy about that, and it doesn't carry on to the back, it's just on the front there. He's got an extra piece there on top of his it's an overlay on his torso, just like made of the same material as his shoulder pads. Looking at the arms, he's got the wrappings. Arms are molded basically in a charcoal gray, but it's got green paint for these wrappings, kind of an olive green for the wrappings, and they're done pretty nicely, pretty good. You see that he's got pinless elbows, double jointed. That's nice. He's got a belt here that is separate, and it's molded in like a beige type of brown. He's got the skirt piece here that's also an overlay, and it's molded in that same charcoal gray type of color, as well as his lower extremities, the legs. They are also molded in that, but kind of shiny. They've got texture to it, line work. And then the boots, you see the knee pads, little different color, different shade, boots going down, pretty nice there. As far as the back, nothing real, no real changes there, so you still got all that. It looks pretty good. So let's zoom out and get a measurement to see how tall this guy is. So now that I've got Knull zoomed out, let's get that measurement. And yep, he's a big boy, definitely build a figure size. He's rocking 8 inches, y'all. So yeah, Knull is big, and you saw when he was on the stand, he's taller than Venom, who was also large. I didn't measure him, I measured his wings. I'll get to Venom momentarily. Before we do anything like that, let's check out Knull's articulation. On his head, both his head and his neck, dumbbell joints, so they work in unison. You can see that neck rolling around there, so you can get crazy, almost distorted articulation up there at the head. He can do 360, but he'll be impeded because of how his hair sweeps, and he's got a collar back there, so that's going to impede a little bit too. He's not going to look up, but you can get him to look down that much, so there is that. As far as his arms, he can get it to nearly 90 degrees. His shoulder pads are connected to his shoulder, so that's good, so it'll rotate with him, so you can get 360 there. He's got bicep swivel, double jointed pinless elbows. His left arm, his left wrist can swivel, and he's got the horizontal hinge. Everything repeats on the right arm except that his hinge there for his wrist is vertical. Dice thrown, which is his sword wielding hand, so that's good. He's got articulation with his torso, but the overlay is probably going to impede it some. No, it doesn't impede, but you can see that if you leave him crouched over a little bit, you will warp that overlay. It'll probably go back, but you don't want to have to deal with all that. He can go back quite a ways, and he does swivel at his waist. That articulation is cleverly hidden by the belt. He can do the splits that far out. Not bad for a big guy. He can get his legs 90, but it kind of like bevels out to do so. Back that much. He does have a thigh cut. He does have double jointed pinless knees. He can point his toe that far forward, that far up. He does have ankle pivot, and this guy at least has holes, peg holes at the bottom of his feet. Here's Knull wielding his necro sword, and I put on his neutral portrait as well. Here I have Venom with his fisted hands and other head sculpt on, and we'll take that measurement that I promised you for him, and he's standing at under 8 inches, at about 7 3/4. So yeah, Knull definitely has some size on him. So here we have our King in Black Venom lined up with the Sony movie version, which of course was the original version for this mold. I think I've got him hunched over. I do. He's supposed to be a little bit taller than he appears. He looked like he was shorter than King in Black Venom. That's a little bit better. Anyhow, you see the differences. You see the differences in the head sculpts, the eye patterns. You can see that difference right there, and obviously you can see the difference with the tendrils on the movie Venom versus the spider logo on the King in Black version, the 2-pack version. Then of course we're talking about the hands. You see that going down the forearms and the hands on the movie Venom, more of those grayish tendrils, whereas on our comic Venom, King in Black, he's got the patches. And as far as the that gloss, I was wrong. They both have about the same level of gloss there. So hey, it is what it is. Of course, another glaring difference are those tongues. As you can see, both long, both slimy, but our King in Black version's tongue is looks a little nastier to me, as well as his teeth compared to movie Venom's teeth. But other than that, that's about the size of it. That's what you got in terms of the differences. And to give you an idea how truly large these two guys are, I've got another relatively large character in between and behind them. You've got Herald Thor from the Collector Build-A-Figure wave, and you all know that Thor is usually made slightly oversized, and he's still being dwarfed by these two guys. And I put Thor here because he actually fought Knull in this costume, only with not that head, not that he didn't have the cosmic powers. He was still All-Father Thor, so he didn't have that crest on his head either. But he did fight Knull in this costume or uniform garb, and he had a he didn't have his helmet on when he fought him, so pretty cool. I'm thinking that maybe, just maybe, the new Sentry's head, if it fits on the ball peg, then that could be a nice stand-in for non-cosmic powered All-Father Thor. And I believe the helmeted heads, because he does wear a helmet with this outfit, if that fits on the ball peg, that can be a reliable substitute as well. I have no doubt in my mind that Hasbro is going to re-release Thor looking like this, only he won't have the armored arms, and he'll have a regular head, hopefully 2 head sculpts, one with the helmet and one without. Now here are Knull and Venom with a normal sized figure where you've got the ultra posable Spider-Man from the Renew Your Vows Spider-Man Spinneret 2-pack. So to sum this all up, this is indeed an amazing 2-pack to really help celebrate 60 amazing years of Spider-Man for sure. Two large figures. We got the comic Venom and the Buck that everybody has wanted to get him. Of course, this time with these wings, some people may like the wings, some people won't, and for different reasons. Some people won't like the wings because it really is problematic to stand him up with them. Other reason is because they don't like having the holes in the back, even though Hasbro did their level best to try to disguise them by having the Spider logo painted into the holes, which I thought was a nice move right there. Those wings are just incredible, 20 inches from tip to tip. That's just bananas. And then of course the highlight is Knull, because a new character and all new at all. Got the beautiful Necro sword, and he's large in his own right at 8 inches. Two very excellent portraits, head sculpts. Gotta love it. The handle, he can grip his sword, but it does grip loosely, so keep that in mind. Of course, if you got him choking up on the hilt all the way up to where the blade begins, you shouldn't have any problems. But having him extend out and having the horizontal wrist hinge pointed downward, that's where you'll notice how loose the sword fits in his hand. But other than that, very, very, very excellent figure. Excellent 2-pack. Pricey. We've for retail release, we've exceeded the $70 range. I believe this is the first time that's happened, and unfortunately I don't think it's going to be the last. But if we get that price point again, you can best believe the figures are going to be large. And only thing we need to get more of are accessories at these new price points. If we're going to have near premium price points, we need to get near premium outputs. You know what I'm saying? So that means more accessories, Hasbro. Yeah, I'm talking to you. Anyhow, that'll do it for this review, y'all. I did it again. I did not mention at the beginning of my video for you guys to like, to share, and subscribe. I'm doing it now. So please do that for me. Like, share, and subscribe. Leave your comments below. Questions, critiques, concerns. You know I'm with it. I'm here for it. And of course, if you want to be notified, hit the bell, and that will happen for you. This is part of the Amazing Spider-Man 60 Amazing Years 60th Anniversary Celebration 2-pack Venom with his wings, and of course the King in Black himself, Knull. Very nice 2-packs, or a 2-pack. Very nice set. And yeah, what more can I say except remember, my peeps, the hunt continues, and we're out. Peace.